number 5.
Okay, so we got episode 5 something, and it's episode Case Keenum, you know? You got like Case Keenum, Donovan McNabb, and like, you know, who else is a famous?
Donovan McNabb famously once says, "Number 5 will love you forever."
That's true. And ooh,
So in other words, it's going to be very underwhelming.
oh, Rosie and her 4 fingers. So like it's like the J5 episode, you know? You know what I mean?
God. If we get a sponsor, it'll be a Christmas miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Hive Adventures. Oh, your host today, myself, Garrett from Iowa, Dooley from Canada, and Colin, who is changing his screen name every week. It's the real Big Jern this time. And special guest from the Hive, Gaylord. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. Just got off of a long ass fucking day off the road, so just having a coffee and a beer.
How about you, Gaylord? How was your day?
Doing all right. Just another day nursing and having myself a beer as well.
That's a theme around here. Colin, what have we retired from this week? You're running out of shit.
Well, this week, thinking of Mark's 7-Eleven story, you know, with him and, you know, walking to 7-Eleven at 3:30 in the morning. I've decided, you know, Mark's going to do it too. I'm going to step in and join the team, and I'm going to retire walking to gas stations late at night, drunk as hell, to go get cigarettes. You know, because I used to do that a lot. I haven't done it in like a month, but like I need to retire it. So I feel like I can't do it ever again, you know? Because you never know when there's a homeless guy.
Well,
So you don't want to, you don't want to get murdered by a homeless guy, is what you're trying to say.
You don't want Mark to pull up and have it your head in the back of someone's car.
Ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
that'd be a trip.
I don't want that to come on me.
Colin, get closer to your mic.
Though, like, what if my bottom? If it was like my bottom head, that would be funnier in hell.
I don't know if that'd be I'm pretty sure. I mean, we can ask him. So, Mark, if you're listening to this, we want to know whether or not you could identify Colin's bottom head if it was randomly in a homeless dude's van.
Wait, Colin, is your bottom head like identifiable? Like, do you have like specific features about it that would be distinguishable? Like,
I have. Oh, yeah. I have a tiny mole near the entrance where.
okay, I don't want to know
comes
this.
out. There's a tiny
Never,
little-
I just never mind. I regret asking the question.
You asked.
You asked,
And,
Dooley.
circumcised,
I regret it. I regret it immediately.
All right. Before we get too far off the rails here, we do have a guest this week. The Lord of the Gays, as I affectionately call him, Gaylord himself, is here to share a story. So the format is Gaylord talks, and we'll randomly interject with questions and laughter. Floor is yours.
All right, before I start off, let me just say thank you guys for having me on. And honestly, the thing I love most about Hard Factor and the Hive and everything is just like I probably would have never been in a situation where I would have came on a podcast or even probably like talk to like I just hear people's different views, see people's different views in the Discord and all. So if you listen to this and you don't have the Discord and somehow get in, or I don't imagine you'd see it other how, but anyway, so my story was this place I used to work at when I graduated from high school. Before I went to college, that summer in between.
Gaylord.
Go ahead, Colin.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is also you want to point out the fact that you used to beat me every week when it came to story time in the green room, and that's what got this podcast started because of the green.
I used to throw some fucked up slammers in the green room for sure. The one today is like kind of just funny. It's an interesting work story, but it's definitely not as fucked up as the green room story. I mean, I won the T-shirt the first time, and then I just wanted to try to keep winning more T-shirts. So
I am going to say, Gaylord, we are recording the
Damn it,
video,
folks.
so I know the one story. Let's try to keep our clothes on here.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. So this story, it was my. I just finished my senior year of high school. I was like a job in between going to college in the fall. So I like grew up in this like super suburban area. And there was the real estate would be pretty expensive, even for like renting for a business. So there was these like 3 buildings in like this small little town strip that had these signs all over it, like call for a job. So I was like, fuck it, called for a job. They interview you. Now, it was like a fucking scene from a movie of how unorganized the place was with papers and shit just everywhere. Like, just like shit like coming out of file cabinets. It was like a joke almost. So we do the interview. The guy's super fucking sketchy, like Italian dude, slicked back hair, super fucking sweaty, like sweating his ass off, like probably just like came off a fat line of coke, like doing interviews with high school kids. Go ahead, Colin.
Because he was interviewing all these high school kids, are you sure he was Italian and not a pervert?
Well, no, technically no. He was Italian, so he wasn't a pervert.
Well, no, you can be both, but
I don't know. I think there's proof that you can, but
was he more Italian or was he more pervert? Is what Colin.
Yeah, that's the big question. Where does he fall on the pervert Italian skin balance? I would have to lean, I guess, more. He was like he was an Italian pervert, not a perverted Italian.
I think it's worse.
I'm not sure, because wouldn't a perverted Italian is an Italian with a problem. An Italian pervert is just an Italian that's a little too old country Italian, right? Do I have that correct?
He was an Italian pervert, I'd have to say. All right, so get the job wasn't much of an interview. He just basically asked me if I could do telemarketing calls. So they have like 2 sides of the business. One was daytime, like 8 to 2, and you did calls, and the other one was nighttime, 4 to 8. So obviously, like senior summer of high school, I wanted to do the daytime one so that I could do stuff at night. So I tried to do the daytime one, and the daytime one is selling ads, right? But we're in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, right? And we're selling ads in a Fraternal Order of Police catalog for Fairfax, Virginia, all these different counties in Virginia, Manassas County, like, so it was weird. Like, why would they have that work outlet there? So whatever. So I go to do first couple days, and they like send me down to the other building to watch like the guys who are like the pros, right? So the pros are these like 6 black dudes who used to just do fake Southern accents to people on the phone. It was incredible. They like had a different voice, a completely different voice on the phone. Then they just have a conversation with you, and they were like talking normal. And so I worked there the one day, and I happened to be there. I was just like watching the first couple of days. So I was over in their building during like their lunch break, and they used to go in the basement and smoke weed. And like, I was in high school, so at that point I had started like I mean I'd finished high school, so I'd already started to smoke like good weed. And the guys, they're like, "Yo, you want to smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then they were like, "Well, you sure you're not gonna freak out or nothing?" And I was like, "I think I'll be fine." And then they take it out, and they just like straight up smoke Reggie, like admittedly smoke Reggie. And then they were like talking about how like the idea
of what's Reggie?
Yeah. It's like like not even Snickle Fritz. It's like weed that's like almost designed to be cheaper.
What's like Snickle Fritz?
Okay, so it's a variant, I guess.
No, Snickle Fritz is the expression from Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so
okay. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
It's like the shitty weed, but like it's like exceptionally shitty weed. Like it's almost brown cut. Like it just does not look good. It's like weed, probably like what weed looked like in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
So versus what it is now. So like I went down, smoked with them, and then that was whatever. The business was not for me. Did terrible with the telemarketing, but then I realized they were doing like super sketchy shit with money because people
I think Colin wants
went.
to say something.
What was that?
I think Colin wants to say something here.
Oh, okay, Colin.
So what I was trying to say was, are you talking about like? Because I remember like it used to be like you used to have chronic, and then you had stress. Like whatever. I remember in high school, like we had like stress. Like that was like the shitty cheap weed. That
Yeah,
barely got
exactly.
you
It was
high.
like the
That
same.
was like the only thing you could afford when you're in high school.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just different terms from different places. Like, yeah, because we just do it, but like that same concept.
Yeah, in Iowa they call it ditchweed.
Yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
all the same thing, just different.
look
different
at that.
areas.
See how regionally people have different words for weed. How about that?
Yeah.
But
All right, so
continue.
super sketchy shit with money.
Yeah, super sketchy shit with money. So a lot of people on the phone would ask like, "Oh, well, what percent of the money goes to the police?" So I never knew. I would always say, I think 100%. And then the guy one day heard me say that, and he's like, "Yo, you can't say that." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because a lot of the money doesn't go to the police." So I found out on these businesses, they basically they are collecting money for the police, but the police like contract them. So they only give like a probably 60 to 50 to 60% of the money actually goes to Fraternal Order of Police.
Well,
That's
So
not
these
as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to say like 10%. Yes, Colin.
I mean, I was told 50, 60. I
Okay.
mean, so I imagine you have to at least half that.
what's that,
I
Colin?
got a business idea now. Like, you know, like how like you remember that episode of South Park where Cartman became a pastor, and he's like, "Put a dollar in the basket." It's puts a dollar in the basket, and you see Cartman in the back, like sleeping in money and stuff. Like that's what we're gonna start doing now. Like we're gonna start our own business. We're gonna say like we're gonna find like this foundation, but give like 1%. It's gonna be like if you won the lottery, how much you give to charity, and that's like how much will be with what we get in from this. But technically, we're a nonprofit. Oh, we can get around
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what they were. They had 3 buildings full of people. So eventually I failed at the day shift because it was like cold calling businesses. It was horrible. They never wanted to donate. They had no interest in getting their name in the book. So then I did the night shift, and that's where shit got crazy at the night shift. Like the dudes at the night shift would be super fucked up. They were on the night shift because they weren't good enough for day shift, basically. So it was like just these. But then there was also like some dudes that were there that were like super about their business, and they just came in and slammed it because on the night shift you're cold calling houses, and you got paid off a scale of like $10 an hour was the base. But then if you got like a certain amount of donations, it went up $2 for every certain amount of donations you got. So there were some dudes who were there who were really about their business, like they really grinded and got after it. But I mean, I would do all right. Some nights I'd get up to like $16 an hour for my time, which was cool. But then people would get fucked up. They would be doing all types of drugs there. I guess not like all types of drugs, mostly just like cocaine and weed. But like this was like a bit. I was just like,
The standard.
Yeah, it was like kind of like my first exposure. I mean, I smoked weed a bunch, but it was my first exposure to like people doing drugs like that, even for work purposes. But so I mean, I started to get fucked up before I went. I mean, I would only drink, but I would get fucked up before I went and just bang out some calls on the phone. But it got weird when there was one time if you got like a certain like amount of donation, you had to get the manager on. Oh, go ahead, Colin.
I do not see the small with the drug. I don't think it's a good path. I see the numbers of this, and I'll go apply for it. That sounds like my ideal type of job. You know?
New business idea: get Colin better internet and sell it. To I don't know what's going on, Colin. You were like running great, and then that one you like weren't even there.
Yeah, it was just muffled,
horrible.
quiet, and
I wasn't speaking. I wasn't speaking
No,
into
no.
the mic. I need
You
to
know, you were
listen to
speaking-
Dewey. Like I feel like Billy football.
you were speaking into the mic that time. It's just your volume's like going up and down. It's kind of you'll start quiet and then all of a sudden it'll get louder again, and at least it looks like on the video that the mic's right up to your face.
All right. So the night it got real weird was you had to get the manager if you got like a certain amount donation. I think it was $250. You had to get the manager to come confirm it. Manager was this like older black guy who just chilled in his office and confirmed when people got big donations. But you had to like knock on his door because there was this chick that was like there a lot. But I thought at first, like again, first exposure to shit like this, like I thought she was just a chick who worked in the office, but I soon started to find out that he was just railing this chick out all the time. There was only a couple times I ever got that big of a donation, but the first time I just went up and like started to turn the doorknob and open the door, and he like fucking yelled. And yeah, so there was just like a chick that he had in the office for fucking railing her out, and then eventually I would just realize you could hear them just. I mean, he would almost. I was there for a 4-hour shift. It was like he was fucking her for at least 2 hours at the time. It was like an hour on, hour off, hour on, and then I was out of there.
That's impressive. Like,
yeah, it sounds like he had the setup though.
I don't understand
confirmed donations and
yeah, they were just like, and like there was like such a crazy hierarchy of like these people. There was like. Probably for like how small of a business it was and what they were doing, which makes me believe that 50-60% wasn't real. But there were like probably 10 people up top that are like really not doing much. They weren't making calls. They were just like collecting money and they were like managers. But I don't understand how they were paying all these people. Maybe they were just paying them in prostitutes, and that's what that lady was.
I'm sure there are legit people out there that would go to work
like
if work involved banging a prostitute.
All day. That was just their day, yeah. Well, would you work for no money at that point, or would you just like take like a discount on your paycheck? How would that work?
Well, you gotta pay still.
I have to have some sort of paycheck, and the answer is I will not accept payments in prostitutes because I'm married.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would.
What about 12 years ago, Garrett?
Yes, Colin, go ahead.
Colin, what do you think about the prostitutes at work?
I would never accept payment in prostitutes because even before me, lady, or my whole entire life, I can successfully say I have never like even like solicited sex like that because like it grosses me out because like I just like to. I always had like this weird thing. So like if I ever went and got a hooker, then like there would be like some dude with like a 14-inch dong that came before me, and it's just like
the only time I've ever even experienced the only time I've ever really experienced any pressure from hookers was in Atlantic City. They're like all over. They try to come up to you all over Atlantic City, but outside of that, I don't even know if I've ever even seen a hooker.
So, are you saying that the only reason that you wouldn't
I
go for a hooker, Colin, is because you just get performance anxiety because you think the guy before you is bigger? Is that your only reason? That's what I was getting.
Bro, like that grosses me out. Like it's just like the numbers wise, it's just like like hey, like it's just like honestly, like the hooker never was appealing to me. Just like the same thing like with strip clubs. Strip clubs are not appealing to me because like. I feel like I go into a strip club and it's just like grossing me out, It's just like, dude, like I know.
I've never been to a strip club actually.
Now this is a really revealing and surprising thing. Hookers is one thing, but I really expected you to be a strip club guy, Colin. Just from everything I know from you so far, I just expected strip clubs.
The last
dude, like I don't like strippers gross so much.
On my best friend's 21st birthday, he paid about $800 to a stripper at a strip club in Atlantic City, and he was like expecting like a blowjob or something from it, and it just didn't work out. So he ended up like he was in the strip club, like I wasn't even there, but he was in the strip club yelling like, I paid all this money, and I was like freaking out. He was like, "That chick robbed me. She stole money from me." And was like yelling. And my friends were like, "Yeah, dude, you can't like yell like that at strip club, especially to the strippers." And they had to like take him. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. But
yeah, the last time I was at a strip club was for my bachelor party for my buddy, and I was in charge of keeping him out of trouble. And there were multiple fights.
oh god,
Two people got arrested. The groom, who I was supposed to be babysitting, got arrested. I talked him out of. I talked the officer into letting him go home with me, like taking him back to the hotel in a cab. And then I tried to talk the other guy out of it. And I said, "Okay, this other guy's with us too. What did he do?" And the cop looked at me and goes, "He hit me." And I said, "You have a very nice day, officer. We'll find him in the morning." Like, I'm not gonna be sorry, bud. I'm not even gonna try to get you out of that one.
yeah, that's
Last strip club. Yeah, last strip club I went to was the night before my sister's wedding. We just went to the club, the strip club.
To go to strip.
Well, yeah, it was the whole wedding, or not the whole wedding party, but like all of my buddies that were at my sister's wedding were just like, "Yeah, let's go." I was like, "Okay, cool." So we're sitting with my one buddy that frequented strip clubs when he was working on the rigs in BC and Alberta. We're going to get a booth like a ways back from the stage, and he's like, no. We're in a strip club. We're getting the full experience. We're sitting right up front. So here there's like 20 of us, and we're just surrounding the whole the whole stage. It was fun. It was entertaining. Got my I think we paid. We got my cousin, who we're not sure if he was a virgin at the time, but he was pretty young and naive, and got him a backroom lap dance, and he came out with a pretty big smile on his face. So don't know what happened behind the curtain, but turns out it was a pretty good $20.
There you go. All right, boys. Enough about strip clubs. We're going to do.
I got more strip club stories if we want.
We're gonna have to do a strip club episode, I think, at some point. Because I have like 3 of them. I have like 3 of them. Because I have never had a like normal night at a strip club.
Back on.
Stayed in a hotel that had a strip club attached to it for a hockey tournament one time. That was fun. Wasn't a high-end strip club, but it was still fun.
What you got to do, Julie?
At some point. Not tonight.
All you can eat
I'll bring that one back later. What's that?
That sounds like a strip club that would have the all you can eat days.
They had a morning buffet that was included with a night stay, and it was only like $90.
I was just saying that kind of sounds like the strip club that would have the all you can eat buffet, or like you'd go to it because it's Wednesday and they have wings.
Oh yeah, we frequented the afternoon shift. It was.
So you stayed at a hotel with a strip club attached, and the strip club offered a morning buffet.
I can just imagine these strippers,
not the strip. Okay,
so fucking like raggedy dude.
It's like a hotel motel kind of situation where it had a restaurant, but then in the same property and the same establishment, but a separate building, was the bar and strip club, or the strip.
Okay.
They had a stage where they brought strippers in frequently.
Okay, so the breakfast buffet was not part of the Rippers.
It was not in the Rippers. No, it was part of a separate restaurant. But again, the bar was pretty much the main attraction for staying at that motel, whatever it ended up being.
Okay, boys, we gotta move on. we will have a strip club episode, I promise, because we barely scratched the surface apparently. All right, Canadian fun facts. So, Dooley, I have a question for you because this might be dated, but I have been to Canada once legally, once illegally. The time I was there legally, I went to get a Reese's. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah,
How many peanut butter cups come in a package?
3.
That's fucking wrong.
Come in a package. How many are you supposed to?
Either 2 or 4.
What? No, it's always 3.
Well, 4 is a king size.
Yeah, 2 is regular, 4 is king size.
No, 3 is regular, 4 is king size.
Oh, so you always get 3. Wow, that's like that's because Canadian people are better at controlling themselves with sweets and stuff than Americans, so they can give them 3 and they'll be more controlling.
No, it's because our chocolate's better. Like our chocolate's same as British chocolate. Canadian chocolate's much American chocolate. Yeah. So
my dad's
no one wants to eat 3 pieces of American chocolate in one sitting.
Yeah.
I put down 4 of them bad boys in a sitting. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, 3 Reese's is the standard.
I like to get the king size mega cups. So it comes with 2 Reese's, but they're mega cups. So you get like a lot more peanut butter with it, and you get a little bit more chocolate. And like that's like the go-to move. Like that's the one that you want. Like it's real NASCAR.
I like the Easter egg ones. That are pretty much all the peanut butter in the middle with just a little bit of chocolate around them. But again, they only come out around Easter. Those ones are my favorite.
Well, yeah,
they also
the
have the pumpkin
Easter
shaped
eggs are
ones
legit.
too. Like those are.
What's that?
The pumpkins. So like I like
Oh.
They have the pumpkin shaped ones too. So I like to call them the Blumpkin shaped ones. Because they have chocolate.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Why not? All right, Colin. What's the how many beers question for the week?
Okay. So, because Gaylord's on here right now, I wanted to make sure to bring this question in right now because it's an old green room episode. Speaking of strippers and buddies and everything, Gaylord brought up the strippers and everything. So I want to bring up this question. Gaylord, how many beers would it have taken for that stripper that came to your buddy's house and sat on the table? How many beers would it have taken for that situation to happen? Down with that.
It's like an unthinkable amount of beers. You'd have to involve liquor for something like that to happen. But 50? Can I say 50? Is that like it's like an unthinkable number is the thing.
How about 30 and 10 Four Locos, like the original one?
Oh, if you're going Four Locos, it probably could have gotten you there. Especially OG Locos.
What I was trying to get at with that was like with the situation. Let's say it's been like 6 months since you got any, like since you like had a prospect whatsoever.
No, dude.
How many?
Still no.
No prospect.
No. Dude, you don't understand that. If you don't understand Naomi, then if you think that 6 months, like, dude, there's nothing, dude. You don't understand what this chick was. Dude, like, it's unthinkable. It's like it's unfathomable. And on acid, like
the reason why I lost that day was because of you saying.
All right, boys,
saying that's the last time we saw Naomi.
I gotta hop off. So thank you guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a blast. We're gonna wrap her up. But yes, thanks for coming on, man.
I love.
Okay, so 50 beers and 10 Four Locos.
Well, it was 50 beers or 10 Four Locos with some more beers mixed in.
Okay.
The four Locos act as the liquor in the situation.
10 OG Four Locos.
Yeah,
well, yeah. I think it's understood. Anytime you're talking about Four Locos, you're talking OG.
Yeah.
Not the new tame ones.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of crazy stuff on that.
I had one, and it was just like I was drunk off the first one I had. Like it was weird.
Never had one.
I had one a couple weeks ago.
Story.
I had like 2 drinks off one, and then I gave it away to this girl that liked them because it's not good. They were definitely something that you drank with the end goal in mind.
Wait, you knew a girl that actually liked
The
them?
only reason why you buy them. Every
Is there
girl I
more
went
to
to
that?
high school with would just drink those, and that was it, and they enjoyed.
Yeah, there was definitely I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit older than both you guys, but yeah, when I was like 21, 22, the OG Four Locos were like a really big thing around here, and there were a significant number of people that actually like they like that was their game plan for a night at the bar. They would go get a couple. They would go drink 2 Four Locos and then head to the bar. So
It sounds like what I used to do when I was in school, where we'd mix. We'd take like a big fucking glass, like probably a I don't know 32, 40 ounce glass, fill it all the way to the top with ice, half of it with white rum, a quarter Coke, and then or toss a can of Red Bull in, and then top the rest off with Pepsi. That's what it was, and that was our. We'd drink about 2 of those before going to the bar, and that was our pre-game.
yeah, I never did much pre gaming. We mainly because at the time I was working a job where we were getting off at like 9, 10 o'clock at night, so we just roll hot into the bar straight out of work. So
That's expensive up here, though.
it,
I've always
it
been like
depends
an
how well
early
you
to
know
the
the
bar guy,
bartender.
you know, like
Is that Colin?
I think Garrett was spending a lot less money at the bars than I was because like I was always getting like shit faced drunk, crushing beers all day, and then going to the bar. And like Garrett's like, no, I just made money, and then like I get to go to the bar and have fun still, instead of me being like fucking plastered whenever I showed up and then plastered whenever I leave. You know what I mean?
I was definitely plastered when I left. Those were back in the days when shots were fun and hangovers weren't real.
Hangovers were like you wake or by 11 o'clock they're gone.
Nothing a hot shower and a cup of coffee wouldn't fix.
So I'm 28 right now, and I still don't get hangovers.
Wait, you're the junior here?
But the key is, you drink beer, you're in the clear. Yeah, I'm the baby. I'm the baby.
Just to warn you, Colin, I hit the hangover wall at like 33, 34-ish, right in there.
Oh, you guys are lucky. I hit it at like fucking 25.
Jeez.
Hit me hard. I still get fucking. I'll have like I'll have 3 or 4 beers or something after a hockey game, and depends what kind of beer it is. And I'll wake up the next morning feeling like dog shit. It's terrible. And then like I'll switch to a different brand and I'll be good.
Also in Canada, you guys
I can drink fucking 15. I'll be fine the next day. Well, like relatively speaking. Yeah, Colin.
I got to point this out though real quick on Julie's part though. So Tim Hicks explained it to me a lot, like really well. Like in Canada, you guys have stronger beer, you know.
No.
So thanks
that
to
was
Tim
like
Hicks,
back
I know
back
that
in the
Canada, you guys have stronger beer than we have here.
Back in the 70s and 80s, maybe, but not now. It's just because the alcohol content was calculated differently. So like a 5% beer here was different than a 5% beer in the States, but now it's all the same. It's all standardized.
Gotcha.
So like 30 years ago, yes, Canadian beer was stronger. But you cut this part of the podcast.
I just like to like.
So when I get completely wrecked on trivia night, people are like, "Oh, he's just drinking stronger beer than everyone else."
We could still roll with that. We'll still blame it on that.
Yeah.
You were obviously drunk when you told us this.
Like
so.
Tim Hicks.
I'm drinking 7%. So.
Tim Hicks would never lie to me, okay? Like that stronger beer song is probably still one of my favorite songs. Also, Garrett, by the way, who cares if this ever goes to iTunes or anything, or if we get kicked off YouTube for it? But put "Stronger Beer" by Tim Hicks at the end of it. I feel like that'd be golden, bro.
I will stick it on
Also-
the end of the Spotify. I can't on the YouTube. I'm just not I don't have that editing capability. I don't. Basically, I haven't been. I've only done audio, so I don't know how to add it to a YouTube video. But I'll add it to the Spotify.
I'm still working on that
gonna be
intro,
real
guys. It's getting a little hard to find time to sit down with with the instruments to pop some stuff together. But I have something still in the works.
Okay.
So we'll hopefully have an original.
All right, boys. Let's let the people know where they can find us before this turns into more of a shit show than it was. Again, shout out to Gaylord for joining us. Always appreciate it. Anybody else in the hive listening to this once in, tell a story. We'd love to have you. Dooley, where can the people find you?
Twitter at Dooley_24.
All right. And Colin has retired from all social media, so we can skip him on this one.
Whoa! I have not retired from all social media. I just retired from TikTok. But you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Real Big Jern in the bottom corner of the screen. That's why I put that on there because I saw the boys do it, and I was like, hey, that sounds like a perfect idea.
So you're back on Snapchat?
No, I'm never getting back on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Snapchat's stupid. Dude. I'm fucking like. I got Twitter, I got Instagram, I got Facebook.
All right. Y'all can find me at Garrett from Iowa on Twitter and the TikTok. We will catch you all next time. Thanks you for hanging out, and we love you all.
See you later.